If you're looking to buy a stock, I'm going to show you step by step how to do it in this video. There's no sponsor, no affiliate, or as I like to say it, no bullshit. Let's get straight to it. So first, I think this goes without saying, but you really need to learn the basics of investing before you buy your first stock. So in order to do that, I'm going to refer you to a video I put together earlier this year, which is a 1-hour crash course video on investing in the stock market, hyper relevant to this particular year. And through the process of learning the basics, you're going to find out about what the stock market actually is, how to make money with stocks, and how to research a company. If you can't answer these 3 questions right now in a basic level, I'm telling you right now, you're not ready to buy a stock just yet, but that's okay. I will still show you how. Now, in order to buy a stock, you are going to need somewhere to trade, and this is called your brokerage platform. This is going to be entirely up to you, and I do not have any recommendation. I personally have most of my money with Charles Schwab, and I am not affiliated with them or endorsed by them in any manner. Now, when it comes to actually buying a stock, there are countless order types out there, which is essentially different ways you can execute a purchase or sale of a stock. But I want to teach you 2 right now because they're pretty much the only ones that I use and the only ones that I think you really need to know to do basic buying and selling of stocks. The first is the market order, and that is basically the easiest one to understand. The market order is an order at the best available instantaneous market price, and that order is going to execute immediately. A limit order, on the other hand, is placed when you are looking to trigger at a specified price or better. So for example, looking at our chart on the left here, you can see the yellow X indicating a instantaneous market buy, where basically that is the market price right now. That is where the order is filled at. In this case, it would be a buy, but it could also work for a market sell order. On the other hand, the limit order, you can see where the limit order is placed indicated by the yellow X, but it didn't execute until the price passed below that limit price. And this would apply to both a limit buy and a limit sell order. It has to meet that price or be better for that to execute. So simply put, you use a market order when you're looking to have the trade execute immediately, but you are going to pay the current market price. That can be problematic when you're trading smaller cap stocks, so just be aware of that. That is one area where you definitely want to be considering a limit order. On the other hand, if you have a very set price in mind that you're looking to pay, or maybe you're looking to set an order to buy at, let's say, $8, and if at any point it gets to that price or better throughout the day, that limit order executes, that is when you would want to use that order type. Now, the good thing is that fractional shares are now widely available. They're also on Charles Schwab, referred to as stock slices, which makes it a lot easier to invest because you don't have to worry about the individual share price of a stock. If that was the case, looking at a company here called Berkshire Hathaway, the essential holdings company of Warren Buffett, this stock has never had a stock split. So as of August 26th, their share price was over $440,000. So if it wasn't for fractional shares, you would have to pony up that much for a particular share of, I believe this is Berkshire Hathaway Class A shares. Fractional shares allow you to buy a specified dollar amount, making things a lot easier. Now, in order to buy a stock, you're going to follow 4 simple steps. Number 1, you're going to search for the company by name or by ticker symbol, and there's really no right or wrong way about doing that. If you know the ticker offhand, that's probably the easiest and fastest method. Second of all, you're going to specify an order type. Now, as mentioned, there's going to be a lot of them, but I think the only 2 you need to know are the market order and the limit order. Next, you're going to indicate the amount to purchase when you're buying that stock, and that is going to be the dollar value that you're looking to put in. And then you're going to finally review your order details before submitting. So let's jump into my phone now, into my Charles Schwab brokerage account, and we're going to buy 1 share of Ford stock. Okay, so here we are inside of my Charles Charles Schwab brokerage account, and we're going to go ahead and complete these steps one at a time. So step number one is to search for our stock symbol. So we are going to type in the symbol for Ford, which is F. So once we type that in, at the very top, we see Ford Motor Company, and we are now at the quotation page for Ford stock. So right now it's trading at $13.47 per share. And if I'm looking to buy, I'm going to go ahead and click on the green trade button. So let me click on that now, and that brings us to the order screen. Now, a few things to note here. You can see my available cash for investments is $83.93. Below that, we have the symbol. You then have your options of buying, selling, or short selling, and then the quantity. And then here are your different order types. Now, as mentioned before, we're going to stick to the market and limit, and then we will talk about this timing section at the very end. So back to the top, let's start off here with the very top, which is my account, my individual brokerage account. When you open an account with your broker, you're going to have one with a set identification number. Below that, we have the symbol, which is correct. Now we want to buy. And this is where you have to make a decision about dividend reinvestment. I don't believe Ford pays a dividend, so I'm going to leave that off. But if you are buying a dividend-paying stock, you can turn that on and initiate automatic dividend reinvestment. At this point, you type in your quantity. I'm looking to buy 1, and then you click done. And now you have an estimated amount, which is $13.52. Now, at that point, you have to decide your order type, which is really going to be, okay, market or limit. With a market order, you're not putting a price in because it's going to execute immediately since the market is open. But if you do a limit order, this is where you set your limit price, where it needs to be this price or better to execute. So if I was doing a limit order on Ford, let's say I thought it was going to dip back to $13 by the end of the day, I could come over here and do a limit with a $13 buy value, and it's not going to execute unless that price is $13 or better. If it is, by the end of the day, then I will get my share. Now, the last thing to note here is the timing at the bottom, and this is where you may want to be familiar with this called good till canceled, or also extended hours trading. The extending hours trading session is closed right now because we're in market hours, but you can do extended hours trading on Schwab, which is cool. You also have good till canceled, which is basically a 60-day order, 60 calendar days. So they don't go forever, but it is a 60-day window. So if at any point in those 60 days, your limit price is met, that order will execute on the buy side or the sell side. So for example, let's say I was trying to buy 100 shares of Ford at $10 and I thought we were going to hit that price. I could have a limit buy order at $10 and it could be good till canceled. And then that means if at any point in the next 2 months or 60 days, we hit that price or better, that order will execute. But for now, we're just going to do a market order, day only, and then we're going to click on the review button, and that brings us here to the final screen. This is where we have to just confirm everything is correct. So the symbol is F for Ford, and the action is a buy. We're looking to buy 1 at a market order type, and it's a day only order. It's going to execute the minute that we close this and hit that order button. Also, since Charles Schwab is commission free, you can see the estimated commission is $0. So at that point, we basically can change the order, do not place it, or place it. We're going to place it. And just like that, the order was received. Now, most orders are going to execute immediately, so you're going to simply click on order status, and then you can see, okay, this was in fact filled at a price of $13.46.5 for my 1 share of Ford stock. And then if you actually click into it, you can look at the bottom and see something called price improvement. And this is actually something that is important if you know anything about payment for order flow. That's why a lot of the apps like Robinhood, even though they offered commission-free trading at the beginning, it's really not that astounding anymore. And sometimes you're not even getting the best market price with those orders. I'm not saying specifically with Robinhood, but it is possible with different investing apps. So Charles Schwab does tell you what the price improvement is, and that's any type of improvement they can get on your order between the time of order execution and then the market buy on their side. So in this case, they were basically able to save me 1 penny in the process. Okay, guys, that wraps up this video on how to buy a stock. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I answered all of your questions. If I didn't, leave your questions down below, and I will be sure to address address them in the comment section. Like I said, I have no sponsor, no affiliate, so that is pretty much all I have for the video. The only thing I will mention is if you are interested in learning about side hustles and my side hustle journey, I do have my side hustle book coming out in January 2023. So if you want to find out more info about that, the link is on my shirt. It's sidehustlebook.info. It's also going to be the top link down in the description below. So be sure to check that out if you want to learn about my side hustle journey and how I basically quit my job for this YouTube channel, became a millionaire in the process, and am now able to invest and grow my wealth even more. And so now I'm giving people a peek behind the curtains of how that all went down. But thank you for tuning in. I hope this helped you out. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in the next video.